How do you feel? Do you have about 2 minutes before the gig?
Yeah.
What's the atmosphere like usually in your dressing room? Now it seems a bit silent.
Well, it's the calm before the storm, we call it in America. Before things get crazy, they get very quiet. Before the storm rolls in, the air gets very quiet. And then all hell breaks loose, like in the song.
This gig is a bit different from the one you had in Oulu. What kind of memories do you have from that gig when you were last time in Finland?
It was cold at the show, but back at the hotel it was very warm.
What has kept you together this long? You two, for example.
Glue, tape,
Ropes.
ropes, a lot of things have kept us together. Basically, it's enjoying what we do.
We love what we
I
do.
think if you don't enjoy what you do, you can't stay together.
If you weren't musicians, what would you be?
Flashers. You know what that is? Wear a raincoat with nothing underneath it, and you go like that. And you go, look. So if we don't get a chance to get up on stage and do what we do, they lock us away, like this.
What is the most difficult part of touring?
The most difficult part of touring
Satisfying all the women.
is trying to be able to do the shows, then have some fun, and then still manage to get enough sleep.
How do you stay awake?
Well, it doesn't matter how tired you are. When you get here and you see all the people, or the people that are excited to see you, you get excited. But sometimes it's very difficult, just to find some time to get some sleep.
What has been the worst moment of your lives? Not the gig in Oulu.
We haven't had bad moments.
Apart from that.
We really haven't had bad moments. You
We've
really
been very
can't
lucky.
complain.
It's always been great for us. Some people say, "Oh, don't you remember this time it was very bad," or that time, and usually what they mean is, compared to the best times, it wasn't as good. But our bad times, the worst times that we've had, are better than most people's times. It's like our glass, when it's at its lowest, is half full. It's never empty.
How would you say rock business has changed during those years you've been in it?
We're too busy having a good time to even notice. We see trends come and we see trends go. Punk comes in 1 second, then Flock of Seagulls, and Duran Duran. We don't know. We're too busy being Kiss to notice trends very much. Except the one trend that seems to be continuing is Kiss. And that's all we care about.
Do you think that your style will change in the future, or
It always changes. We're never
It
exactly
changes.
the same thing.
It changes, but it stays true to what it is. Some people think that with time you should become something other than what you are. All you should be able to do with a period of time is become a better version of what you do. You become more focused. We would never suddenly put out an album where you said, well, that's not Kiss. Every album should sound like Kiss, but should go a little to the left, a little to the right, but it's still always honest.
will you wear those masks one day? Maybe again?
We were thinking of wearing dresses. Just something a little bit different. Maybe some high heels, some earrings. Some curlers would be nice.
Why do you think that many people say that I look like you? Yes, that's true.
I see the similarity.
You have a long tongue? Ah. Maybe we can compare notes after the show.
Yeah, maybe. Into what direction do you think rock will roll in the future? Into your direction, or more into acoustic music, or more into Metallica type of speed metal?
Metallica is based on Kiss. So Metallica, you have to say that all that thrash metal and speed metal is basically, you ask them who they listened to when they were growing up, they listened to Kiss. So I think that Kiss will continue to do what we do, and usually people follow us. We don't change what we do. Other people listen to see what we do, and then they change.
It is important, though, for new bands to come along, and that's something we always support. Always make sure that new groups get a chance whenever we go out. So it's important for new groups to come along, but for a group to survive over a long period of time, you have to prove it. And you can't just have one hit record, you have to have hit after hit and year after year, and that's the way you become a champion. You can't just be, 1 year Flock of Seagulls. You're big for 6 months and then goodbye. The champions, the ones that survive, the ones that become important, last a long time.
Yes. What do you think of Europe and its latest LP?
Europe,
Yeah.
I think the single's great, and a friend, Ron Nevison, was the producer. So I think it's real good. It sounds great. And what's the single? Superstitious. So keep on walking that road. Good. I like it.
Have you heard any Finnish bands? Heavy metal is very big in Finland.
Who is?
Heavy
Finnish
metal.
bands,
So who? Like who?
Like,
Zero Naut, Bergunt, Stone.
Oh, Stone, I've heard of.
yeah.
Yeah, very
Well, we
young
never
guys
heard
from
the music,
17 to
no.
19. Have you seen Death Angel live? They were in our show and they said that they've been influenced by you a lot.
They covered one of our songs.
Yeah.
I
Called
think,
Gin.
Called Gin.
Yeah.
Anthrax just covered one of our songs. We don't pretend to understand exactly what's happening, but it's happening very naturally. These bands are doing it not because it's supposed to be cool or not cool, because they want to do it, and we are very proud. We're very proud of all those songs.
It's interesting to see bands, Poison, all these bands that come along, and they all say, Kiss was this big influence. So that's nice. It's nice to still be doing this and have people say that they're influenced by you, as opposed to, having retired and having people say, "You remember that band Kiss? We like them." Well, we're still there.
What did your mothers thought when they realized that you had formed a band called Kiss?
My mother loves her new house.
How about you?
My mother loves having his mother work in his hand. The same thing. Parents may worry sometimes, but when they get the house and the car, they're very happy. The money from a rock and roll guy is the same as the money, it spends the same way as doctor money. So if you don't become a doctor, you can buy the same car and house for your parents, because we don't need the money. We don't, we have a very simple lifestyle. We just have all we can eat and we're happy.